Well, we got people back. Well, maybe when you saw my little notice earlier that people wouldn't come back, but they are. It's so nice, and maybe I get a chance to try to help somebody. And, yeah, remember, I mean, this isn't magic. These are real programs, but they take some effort. And I'm just hoping that I can show you things that you didn't know were there, and more importantly, also that inspire you a little bit that, hey, there's a lot of stuff out there. So if I don't have the answer for you, that you're maybe a little more convinced that there may be an answer. I mean, I can't have the answers to everything, obviously, and life's too complicated. We don't even know the right questions to ask. So it's important, I think, to me, Let's Go Help is trying to help more people understand that your answers can be out there. Even though I don't know them or somebody else doesn't know them or whatever, you can create them. I mean, I think that's what life is about. And that's really for many reasons, because we're asking the wrong question. We don't know what society is really doing now or what the tools are out there. There are a lot of tools out there to help us, but they're not probably in the way that you would like them to be. Does that make sense? I mean, you'd love to have one application just to fill out and get your $14,000 that the government gives out to every adult every year. Well, I would too, but I'd probably be out of business if that was true. Because it's not that simple. And that's what frustrates you. I know people looking for help, they're frustrated because it's not simple. But more importantly, that they give up because it's not simple. Now, whether you use me or not, I mean, you know that, me saying that is very selfish because I charge by the month. So if you don't, so it's financially better for me that you don't get your problem solved, because then maybe you keep paying. And I'm unfortunately or fortunately, I'm not motivated that way. And that's why I kept the price as cheap as I can. So that's why $20. I mean, I used to charge $2,000 for this kind of stuff because rich people know the value of it, and they will pay that kind of money because. But then I saw myself, billionaires. I was making millionaires into billionaires with these programs, and that was not satisfying. They don't even need the bloody money. And so now the rest of my life, I'm going to be trying to educate most of America as I can about these programs. And they may not be easy. They may be easy, they may not. And also, I'm trying to do is educate people about, getting over those stumbling blocks that's going to happen. I mean, there's life isn't easy, I don't think. I think it's a big pain in the ass because nothing goes right. How do I find startup assistants in Texas to build a business making straws? From used coffee. That's great. Starting a logistics company will help. Wonderful. Well, let's get right into doing it. And by the way, if you here, let me give you the links to our 3 grants. Every month we have 3 grants, okay? You know that? And we have weekly grant training. So I'm going to give you the links for all that. The grant training is on Let's Go Help 2. That's where all our grant training happens. And Sabrina does that. And I'm not sure if she's doing it twice a week or 3 days a week. I'm a terrible manager. I have no idea what people are doing here. But they're all nice and polite and smart as hell. So I know they're out to help you. And that's all I want to make sure happens, that everybody here is their main mission is to help you, not to please me, not to do anything else, but just to help you. And that would be a good business to me. Why doesn't this? Oh, maybe here. Where? Okay, there it is. Okay, here are the links to our 3 applications. We have grant applications. So we got one we just finished, but we'll have it again soon. So the grant application coming up is for car repair, $500 for car repair. And that's a lottery thing. So you put your name in and maybe you get one of the $500, but we do it every month. So you keep going and keep doing it every month. Okay, so we have that for car repair. We have another one for free laptops. Every month we give out 20 free laptops. Now the deadline for car repair is the 20th of the month. The deadline for free laptops is the 30th of the month, okay? So that's there. Now, the big one we have is on the 4th of the month. So May 4th is the deadline for the next $60,000 grant. Now, it is, we've given out over 1,000, maybe 1,100 grants now. You know, and we're just a little business. I mean, we can't have more than 5,000, 6,000 people. It's hard for me to tell exactly because Stripe is so complicated. But that's about what we have. So that means like 1 out of 6 people are getting a grant who are members. I mean, I don't know about you, but applying for grants, that's a hell of a good percentage. So I mean, that's why there's a very good chance. But there's no guarantee, nothing. Even the sources I give you are not guaranteed. So you have those 3. You have the 4th of the month, the 20th of the month, and the 30th of the month. Okay, so every month we have those. And we've given away over like $600,000, $700, something like that. I mean, I can't believe as a little business that we have that we're able to do that. And to me, that's probably the most important thing we can do is get money to help people solve problems. Life is so difficult, I feel, and we all have problems in various degrees. And if I can show you a website that may be able to help you, man, I mean, I have nothing better to do in my life for the rest of my life. And that's why even our money, if the business, if you as members are the ones that are making us profitable. I never thought, people would tell me I have to charge, $1,000 a month or $500 a month. I said, no, I don't. I don't want to help people who have an extra $500 a month. I want to help people who don't have an extra $500 a month. So that's why we have it at $20, so we can help as many people as can. And by the way, if you have friends and they can't afford the $20, go here. It's Lesko, Lesko, freehelp.com. Okay, now that's a free website that trains people about government programs, gives them step-by-step what to do and everything. We don't answer questions individually like we do on this, or they can't get help from the other members because it's not set up, to do that. So that's the difference between that. And it's important, that people start learning about the government. We all. This is our government. We all own it. We all should have access to it. The rich people use the hell out of it. This is how they become millionaires and billionaires, everything. So, and it's there for everybody. So I'm trying to make sure that everybody knows about these programs because the government doesn't do a good job. And unfortunately, the way we learn about these programs through Google, and that's a terrible place to try to solve financial problems. That's a good place to solve financial problems if you have money. That's a bad place to solve financial problems if you don't have money. So you have money, go Google your heart out. You don't have money, you got to stay away from there. And that's why I feel this. Every program we give you is a source that will give you either free money or free help, whatever. Okay, let's go to the phones. Who's next on Sports Call? Sounds like all the sports call stations. I don't know why I think. How to get funding to assist a nonprofit animal rescue. Okay, I see there was a bunch of housing questions. Okay, here, first of all, I'm going to give you a link to our Meta Grant Report. The Meta Grant Report is something I build and work on every day to answer questions. So in here are my top, hi, Tanya, thank you so much. In here, so many tabs. Okay, here it is. Download this report, the Meta Grant Report. There it is. Okay. There it is. Okay, download that thing. Now, item number 14 is for people who want to buy or sell a house. Well, item number 13 is for people who want to repair a home, okay? So item number 13 and 14 is about housing. Now, we just wrote up a program yesterday that is in Washington, D.C., that gives you $200,000 to help you buy a house. And this is only for low-income people. It's not for rich people. but for people making under $150,000, yeah. And actually for people with disabilities and seniors and stuff like that. But it's $200,000. And that's because housing is getting so bloody expensive. So you can't get into a home until you have that. And then if you give $200,000 up front, then your mortgage is very small. So you could stay there, you know. So if they give you, 5% mortgage on a big expensive house, you got too much of a monthly and you can't afford it. So that's right. And they also give you $4,000 of closing costs money. Okay, now that's a government program. If you're interested in that program, look at my videos on YouTube. The last 4 or 5, actually, I went out on my 6-mile walk yesterday. I do about 6-7 miles a day. And a policeman coming up, apparently he saw my video the day before on this, and was telling me about the program and was so excited to know about it. And he's a policeman living in the city. You think he would know about these things, yeah? But he didn't. So how do you find out about those things? Okay, you go to Gov't Grants, the Meta Grants report, and you go there, and you look at number 14. Now, in number 14 there will describe a number of nonprofit organizations that help you get into housing, okay? So they're good for everything, okay? Any kind of housing, it's something. And not as much renters, but they could point you, but it's more for buying houses. And you make an appointment with them. It's very important that you realize that you have to make appointments with people and try to talk to people to really understand what's going on. Just reading a website or whatever, it's like me. You came into my website, you probably said, holy shit, what is all this stuff? I have no idea what's going on, okay? And so, see, now what you do, you catch me here, and you don't have to read any of that stuff. I'm sending you the list that is particularly for their charity. How are you? I had to stop by and say hello and quick before my appointment. Oh, your appointment. Thank you, Matthew, for being a real human and the kindness and love. Oh, man, charity, come on. Oh, you make me feel so warm every day. Thank you so much. We're all so weak and struggling through this life, I feel. There's no easy way out, but I think a more comfortable way out is helping each other, and that provides the comfort I think we all need to get through all this shit that no one can understand. Everybody says they fix it, but they don't, and it doesn't, because it just creates new problems, because the life changes so quickly. So nobody's got a real good handle on it, so that's why it's important that we all realize that everybody else is struggling like hell too, and doesn't really know the answer, and that's why it takes talking to people. And that's okay. Back to why it's important for you to call. So like me, okay. So you want to start a house, okay? I could tell you, oh, look at all this stuff here. You go find out. Now you paid your $20. Look at all over this way. Look. What do I do? Okay, so here's what you do. See, the same way you would go to the government. They have these programs. You're not even sure whatever. Talk to somebody, like to talk to me, and see, they're paid to talk to you because they are. Here's the word: public servant. We're all public, right? It may be hard to get a hold of them. That's fine. But even if it takes you 3-4 days or whatever to get a hold of them, or on hold for 20 minutes or a half hour, an hour. Wow, an hour of your time or 3 days of your time? What's that? You're going to get a house. What you do? Oh, I'm only going to get a house if somebody really just comes to my door and lets me sign the papers and get the house. Well, yeah, you're going to wait a long time, lady. My one says links. Oh, Ross, that's a good question. Somebody said, are those links active once this closes? I think so, but I'm not sure. I'm not positive. There's too much for me to remember. And this one, I don't know if you could see the back of my head. I got a lot of holes where a lot of this stuff that's in there, it keeps falling out. I think it's in there somewhere, but I think it's falling out the back door. So I just forget more and more things that I think I knew, but apparently I don't. So that's important to know. So I don't know about. Okay, so back to the people. If you go to number 14, you'll see the beginning of that, there's three nonprofits that help. One is HUD.gov, HUD.gov, and then you put counselors, okay? You search for counselors, and then you find a page on HUD.gov that has a listing, a description of all the free housing counselors to help people buy a house. And they're really aimed at low to middle income people, not rich folks, but rich folks could use them too. They may charge you or something. I don't think so, not for housing, maybe for credit stuff. And so you make an appointment with them. And you talk to them about what you need, whatever, so you get a lay of the land. See, and another thing, just like me, you can ask me about something. I mean, I know a lot. I've been studying this for 48 years, but I don't know everything. Everything changes so quickly. You can't believe in me, that I know everything. You have to go other sources. And how do you do that? Is, particularly if they can't help you. If they help you, you don't need another source. If they can't help you, then what you do is you ask that source, where else do you think I could go to get help? You want to use the knowledge of the people who are helping people like you with their financial problems to see what they've learned in their 10, 15 years of doing this. You're doing it for the first time in your life, So they're going to know a lot more than you or I would because they're local. See, most of these programs are really local. So you have to talk to people in the local community. Okay, so there you have HUD. Then you have something called Neighbor Works, and that's plural, WRKAS. Good morning. Is there anything Fort Lauderdale, Florida, to assist in car repair and purchase? Yes, car repair and purchase. Number 10 in the Meta report is sources for car repair, and we have a car repair grant. The deadline is the 20th of this month, so apply to that. It's $500 to help you get that done. Okay, now, so on the housing again, the housing is the Neighbor Works, and they have a listing there of this local organizations that help around the country. So you find a local one, call, make an appointment. Okay, that's two. The third one is they're called State Housing Finance Agency. They're in that report. They're in item 14 again for that. State Housing Finance Agency, okay? So it's in that report on item number 14. Call them. Tell them you're looking to buy a house and want to know what programs are available. If they say, oh, you're foolish, what, let's go tell you this? No, we don't do any of that, which is wrong, but who cares? And then ask them, who else knows? That's the thing. Who else can maybe help me? Okay, that's what you want to know. Okay, and that's it. So that's 3. Now the next place you go to is findhelp.org. Findhelp.org. They're like 211, but I like Find Help better because people think if they call 211, they're going to get everything. No, you have to call the people who are the nonprofits that help people with housing, not the people like me who are overview of everything. I don't know everything about individual and other sources and stuff like that. So that's why I try to direct people. You use 211 fine, but I'd rather go to findhelp.org and look under housing and find more nonprofits that help people with housing and start calling them. Okay, Melvin, I'm always here before you. Tammy's everywhere before anybody else. I thought the neighborhood is still, I went through neighbors help, still nothing. Okay, well, that's just one, Melba, Neighbors Help. Did you go through HUD.gov and look at other counseling places in the Philadelphia area? There's more. Neighbor Works is another program to do that. Also, what is the the Jimmy Carter? nonprofit. Well, Melba, then to get a bigger list of that, you go to findhelp.org, put in housing. Now here, this is what most people will not do for some reason. You get that list and start calling. You call, hey, is there anything there? And then if they say no, then ask them for suggestions on what you should do. Because they will know the area better than I will ever know it, or anybody else would. And ask them for more possibilities. Where to do. I did everything that you suggested. How many people did you talk to, Melba? And a scammer on Let's Go Help and asked me. Yeah, well, anybody asking you for, was that on here, Ilana, who got scammed, somebody asking for $400? I don't know how to stamp those people. Facebook does not help. YouTube doesn't help. And it's just, terrible. And so this is why I'm trying to get people more on Let's Go Help too. This seems to be less scammable by the scammers. I just came out with a video today because I won 3 million. Because I won 3 million. Because I won 3 million. I see. The scammer's telling you won $3 million. Well, and won 400. Well, that's why, to me, you can tell the scammer, anybody going to charge you more than $20? To me, that's a scammer. I don't even know if they have a service. Most of these people that come to you usually don't even have anything. They're going to take the money and run and won't even give it you. I reached out to about 10. Oh, good for you. Okay, so there's something. What are you trying to do, Melba? What do you want to buy a house? Is that it, or what? I mean, housing is difficult. You want to buy a house? Melba, is that it? I don't know what you're, but good, 10 plays, that's a good start. But what do you, buy property that I'm in? Oh, you want to buy the property that you're in. You want to buy the house that you're in. Okay, well, that's a limitation. I don't know what it is or what it is. It's too expensive. You may be able to buy another property. So it is, if that, or another thing, there is people buy, let's see, peer. There's some organizations that help you buy houses because they partner with you. In other words, and peer-to-peer. Let me see if I still have something like that around. What do you say? Or the other thing is to get an investor to co-own it with you. If that's another thing, because people, real estate is, okay, I'm going to give you something here. This is a peer-to-peer lending money, and it's called Unison, UNISON. They used to help people buy houses, but they become a part owner kind of thing. So this may be of interest. Let's see if that has me mixed up in a tangled title. I have first options to purchase. So, well, if you can't purchase it, it doesn't matter, right? I'm not sure of that. I would think the idea is to get a house, whether it's your house or not. It's more certainly easier if it's yours. But if you have it tangled up in a property, I'm not sure how that happens. If you have any problem with the government not working right for you, you want to go to your elected official. And your elected official, you find them and telling you you're having trouble with the city government. See, that's another thing. You go to this link, commoncause.org, and tell them you have problems with the city government, okay? Wendy, it looks like for help, I was just wondering if I can apply if I receive government funding for the first time home buyer housing back. Now, usually it's like in the last 3 to 5 years, but anything I say, you really have to check. Every program is different, Wendy, whether you were a first time home buyer before or not, check with the program. And now programs are getting more laxed, and because we have a big housing problem. So things change every day. What anybody says about, you have to do this, and they don't know specifically, you have to see the program and talk to the people giving out money to the program, because everyone is different, and that's what you have to. I'm in Broward County, okay? Same thing, Wendy. If you're looking for housing, then item number 14 in the Gov't Grants report, and start calling those 4 nonprofit organizations to do that. Okay, let's do a little bit of I know there's a lot of people probably, boy, the questions go so quickly. A lot of people probably want to do business stuff. Okay, I just did a video I think is very important, but I'm biased, so it may not be important to you, and I understand that, don't worry. But look at this video, because this, I think, is so important. When people want to start a business, they usually say, I want to get money to start a business. I know that's true, but that's not a good place to start. If you have a business idea, you have to keep thinking through a lot on that before you start looking for money. You have to start matching up with what you think is available and what you want to do. And that usually doesn't match up until you do a lot of research and a lot of, you have to be a scout. You have to scout out what the world is. Okay, look at these nonprofit that get $70,000 to help you do this. That's not to mention the oh, Melvin, I just want to thank you, because of your encouragement. I applied for Melvin and received from Let's Go Help too. Oh, well, that's wonderful. Can you start a post on that, Melvin, so other people know that they have a chance to do that too? Listening to me, some crazy guy dressed like a clown, it's hard to take me seriously. But as someone like you, see, you're more important than I am here, because the people can believe you better than me. And that's so important to me. So Melvin, if you can just start a chat or whatever, how you do it here on the front page, and post how you got this, or just say what you did here now, will be very helpful to everybody here, and particularly us in trying to educate people, because to me, no, can't be reached. What the hell happened? I went dark. Why did I go dark? Reload. Well, that's not nice. Well, if you still hear me on Let's Go Help too, it just went dark on me, and I don't know why. Ooh. What it is it? Well, let's see. Oh, I don't know what happened here. It says check my internet connection. I just went on to YouTube and I was able to get on there, but I can't get on Let's Go Help too. Something happened. We blew out the site on Let's Go Help too. Well, Huh. Oh, no, other things are down too. Let me check. Well, I think it's my router where I am, but I think I'm still on my phone, so that must be my Wi-Fi. So I'm gonna have to reboot that, guys.
All done?
There, I went out. You're not online.
No, it said my phone was in the laundry.
That's
That's weird.
yeah. I'm recording.
Okay. Very good. No, but fucking laundry is such a pain. One machine is down. It just doesn't go back up. It's been like this every time I've done laundry of late. It's just, well, I mean, we're really trying to get a new contract with a new company. They're just terrible machines. That's weird about the internet going out. The bill's paid, right? How many people you have on? Oh, that's great. What's that?
Nice little group.
Uh-huh. You sound good.
The lights are going crazy here.
Really?
Yeah.